Hello everybody, hola a todos. Today I am going to have a very special guest, Luigi, a friend of mine that I know since the last, 10 years. We have met in a lot of different countries, we have worked in the same student organization, and today we are going to have a little chat with Luigi on Instagram Live. And this chat is going to be in several languages, in English and in Spanish. It's also a challenge for me because this will be my first talk in Spanish. But Luigi is from Madrid, Spain, so obviously he'll help me out there. Maybe some Italian. Luigi unfortunately doesn't know Turkish, so I don't think he will stick to that one. But yeah, it will be a mixture of English and Spanish, and it's going to be about life, about languages. It's going to be like a regular chat with an inspirational person. So, well, first of all, welcome everybody. And again, this chat will be in two different languages. So for the people who would like to practice their English, you're more than welcome to stay. And for those people who speak Spanish or who would like to hear some Spanish, again, you're more than welcome to stay as well. Meanwhile, I am checking if Luigi is here. I have just sent him a message that we're starting. So Luigi, when you're here, please send me a request. Okay, now you're here. And then we can start our chat. Luigi, bienvenido. In 3 seconds, Luigi will be with us, and then we'll start our chat. Hola, hola, hola.
Hola, hola, hola. ¿Qué tal?
Yeah, your connection is slightly slow, Luigi, I guess.
Mm,
You're freezing.
but you mean the internet?
Yes, exactly this. I mean, you're freezing, and your voice is also freezing a bit.
Uh,
Can we fix that somehow?
Let me see.
Yeah. Maybe closer to the modem, or maybe the 4G, the phone connection, could be an option. Usually that
Mm,
works.
I am I am really close, and it's like I see the Wi-Fi. It's working like well, so I don't know.
I
Is
don't
it
know.
still freezing?
Well, it's the same. Yes, it does. Like you're freezing a
Mm,
lot, and your voice is not perfect. So if we can solve that somehow or make it better, that would make the conversation much more fluid.
yeah. Let me get out and get back in. Okay.
Okay. All right. Sure. All right. Luigi had some tiny connection problems, so let's see that he reconnects, and hopefully this time it will be more fluid. So we'll wait for 1 second for him to come back, and then we are going to start our conversation, which will be in English and a bit in Spanish. So if you're interested in languages, if you're interested in hearing different languages, you are more than welcome to stay. So hopefully Luigi's connection problems will be resolved, and we're going to have a nice conversation. So I'm looking forward to that. So Luigi, when you're back, please send the request again, and I'll be happy to invite you to this nice chat about languages, which will be in English and a bit in Spanish. And meanwhile, for the people who are here, hello everybody. I hope you're doing great. If you want, you can also write in the comments how you're doing, how's everything, and if everything is all right. I'm fine. A bit tired today, but a usual a regular busy day. So after this, I have some stuff to do, but I wanted to have this interview with Luigi and have this nice chat. So you can imagine this like a little chat where we just two friends are chatting, and everybody's invited to join and observe and watch. So okay, let me check if Luigi is here. Meanwhile, if you want, you can grab your tea, coffee, glass of water. We are going to recommence in 1 second, hopefully. Hello, Metanet. Welcome. And Luigi is back. I'm inviting him, so hopefully it will be better this time.
Let's see.
Hola, hola, hola. I have to
Hello.
I have to hear you a few seconds. It's hard to say immediately. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. And you?
Not perfectly, but let's try if because I need to hear you a bit longer to understand if this actually works or not. So let's try. How are you doing?
Fine, man. I have changed my phone because I have like a backup phone. So I'm trying with the second phone, but I guess like the connection is good. I hope that we can do it.
I think now it's better. And it's also even a bigger challenge for me when there's a connection problem because we'll be doing some of this in Spanish. So I want to hear everything perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah. So how is your Spanish now that you are not in Latin America?
Um, I haven't used it effectively since the last 3-4 months, but I guess it's still the second best language after English, and obviously Turkish. So if you want, vamos a español.
Vamos allá. Estás
Vamos,
ahora
vamos.
¿no?
Dime otra vez, yo no escucho, perdón.
Estás en Estambul ahora, ¿no? En Turquía.
Sí, sí, por la última semana sí, y 1 o 2 semanas más sí también. Después, no lo sé exactamente, pero tengo un plan a ir a Irak, Siria. Sí, quiero viajar en países que es no mucho popular o turístico. Entonces sí, tengo planes a visitar a Irak el próximo en 2 semanas, pienso, creo. Y cuando hablo
Ajá, en dos
español
o tres.
ahora, ¿es posible mixar con el italiano? Porque en los últimos meses yo tomo cursos de italiano, muchas palabras, en mucho, sí, parece, sí. Sí, o
Sí, sí, sí.
las palabras es italiano, perdón. ¿Y qué tal? ¿Dónde estás ahora, Luigi?
Yo ahora estoy en Madrid, en la
Ujú,
capital de España,
sí,
y también este año he estudiado mucho italiano. Entonces, possiamo anche parlare un po' in italiano, se vuoi.
sì, se ti piace, sì, sì. Posso parlare un po' di italiano, ma c'è un po' di difficile usare il tuo idioma, la tua lingua.
Sì, veramente.
Sì,
Veramente,
però
ma ci capiamo bene in spagnolo, in italiano. Purtroppo in turco io non posso. Mm,
sì, sì, sì.
sì.
E por mí un po' de ruso, ma yo lo sé, tú hablas muy bien ruso, ¿sí, Luigi?
Sí,
Sí,
ujú, sí,
dime.
trabajo con el ruso y es de los idiomas extranjeros que hablo, es el que hablo con más frecuencia y en mejor nivel,
Sí,
el
sí.
ruso.
Después inglés y español, ruso es el idioma
Mm,
con más frecuencia, ¿sí?
sí, sin
Sí.
duda.
Sí. Y ahora, ¿cuántos idiomas tú hablas, Luigi, en total?
Con esta pregunta siempre depende de dónde pongas el límite,
No
¿no?
tienes un responde específico, ¿no? Exacto.
Porque puedo decir 5 si, si ponemos el límite en nivel medio,
Sí,
pero nivel bajo, ¿no? De poder más o menos hablar,
sí.
puedo poner 1 o 2 más.
¿Cuál otro idioma
Pero
tú
bien,
hablas?
en
Un
nivel
poco.
profesional, 4 o 5.
Ok. En el nivel profesional 4 y 5, ¿cuál idiomas tú hablas? Ruso, inglés, italiano, español y francés.
No, y catalán hablo
Sí.
también en nivel alto. Y luego francés e italiano, nivel medio, medio alto. B1, B2.
Vale. ¿Y otros idiomas que tú quieres hablar en el futuro?
Quiero aprender serbo-croata, quiero aprender griego
Greco.
y sí,
Y yo
y quiero
también.
aprender también alemán.
Alemán también.
Sí.
¿El idiomas que tú hablas, idiomas útil por ti o solamente como un hobby?
Yo con los idiomas siempre lo enfoco de una manera eh, como una pasión
¿Mm?
y posteriormente cuando aprendes el idioma te das cuenta de que se puede utilizar profesionalmente, personalmente, para viajar, para aprender. Entonces, en un primer momento yo pienso en un idioma como una herramienta para mí personal, pero después la puedo utilizar en cualquier
Sí,
aspecto, ¿no? ¿Tú
puede
qué
ser.
crees?
Sí, especialmente con los idiomas como alemán, es más utilizable. Sí, pero idiomas como Grecia y serbo-croatio para mí es muy, muy interesante también. Por ejemplo, cuando tú hablas serbocroacia, automáticamente, técnicamente, tú hablas 7, 8 idiomas, porque en
Ujú.
muchos países usa el mismo idioma, como Serbia, Croacia, Bosnia y Herzegovina, bla, bla, bla, bla. Tú puedes
Exacto,
hablar todos los Balcanes.
exacto. En el futuro, mi objetivo es poder viajar en todos los Balcanes, desde Eslovenia
Sí,
hasta Grecia, hablando el idioma local. Ojalá.
sí, ojalá, sí. Y con el ruso, ¿tú viste otros países que hablan ruso, excepto ruso, o solamente Rusia ahora, todavía?
Solamente he ido a Ucrania. De
Ok,
la antigua Unión Soviética, solamente he ido a Rusia y a Ucrania.
ok.
Me faltan Pakistán, Uzbekistán, Turkmenistán,
¿Quieres
Georgia,
visitar,
Azerbaiyán,
quieres,
Armenia.
quieres visitar otros países como Stans también?
Sí, sí, me encantaría poder viajar como haces tú, ¿no?
Sí.
Un mes, 2 meses,
Más
vivir
largo,
en
más
esos
tranquilo.
lugares. Exacto.
Sí,
Ese sería un sueño para mí.
y me prefiero la manera la viajar también, no como un día, 2 días, sí, como rush en todos los lugares, más tranquilo, sí, tomo tiempo, trabajo un poco, también conocer otras culturas, hablar con gente,
Ujú.
hablo idioma,
La vida de el nómada digital, ¿no? Como en tu
sí,
caso.
sí, más o
Vas
menos.
a Perú, vas a Estados Unidos, vas a Italia, un mes, 2 meses, 3 meses en cada sitio.
Sí, exactamente. La última reunión que nos tuvimos está en Perú,
Sí, en Perú hace 9 meses, más o menos.
sí, más o menos. Sí.
Ujú.
Casi un año.
Exacto.
Sí.
Y ahora de vuelta en Europa, ¿no?
Sí, ahora por ahora sí, pero en el próximo año yo voy a volver a Estados Unidos también por trabajo, porque es muchas oportunidades allá.
Ah.
Ma, no, más italiano, pero no lo sé. By the way, a technical detail, they are saying, and I also hear myself, that my voice is echoing. Did you, do, by any chance, do you have headphones that you can use? Just
Yeah, yeah, I can.
okay, let's do
Let
that.
me,
For technical parts, I rather tell you in English to make sure that the message gets across.
let me have
Thank
them.
you. Thank you, Kismet, for the feedback that my voice is echoing. So hopefully we'll fix that.
So now maybe.
Sí, es mejor. Perfecto.
Vale.
¿Y te puedes explicar un poco qué haces exactamente ahora con por trabajo, Luigi?
Ujú. Sí, yo ahora estoy trabajando de traductor y de profesor de idiomas.
Ok.
Entonces, principalmente, como te dije, trabajo con el ruso y con el
Sí.
inglés
Ujú.
y enseño español a alumnos extranjeros, principalmente de Rusia y de Ucrania.
Ok. ¿Es eso solamente es tu trabajo o tú haces otras cosas también como un emprendedor o tienes otras hobbies?
Mira, justamente, recientemente, hace 2 semanas, fue la Copa Davis de tenis, el Mundial de Tenis en Madrid.
Ok, como un traductor o...
Y colaboré con la Federación de Kazajistán,
Ok.
eh, que tienen tenistas de buen nivel y
Sí.
llegaron a cuartos de final contra Serbia, contra Novak Djokovic.
Ah,
Y colaboré con ellos brevemente, pero mi objetivo para el próximo año es conseguir trabajar en el mundo del tenis o en el mundo del deporte, hospitality, sports, in all that industry.
sí.
That's my goal for next year. Ese es mi,
Ok.
mi próximo objetivo.
Sí, en el 2010 tú ser en la mundial, ¿no? En South África, en tu conocer
Exacto.
Sí, estrellas como Sergio Ramos, Xavi, Iniesta, ¿sí?
Exacto, estuve en el Mundial 2010 en Sudáfrica con la selección española
Sí,
y es la primera y la última vez que España ha ganado el Mundial. La
sí.
única.
Sí.
The only time.
En 2010, ¿cuántos años tú hace? En 2010.
Yo tenía 20 años en
Sí,
2010.
sí, sí. Muy joven.
Muy joven, sí.
Sí,
Casi no tenía barba, ¿sabes? Cero barba, cero.
sí, sí, sí.
No beard at all.
Recuerdo. Nos conocemos hasta desde 2010, ¿no? Más o menos.
Sí, sí.
Era-
Yo pienso que tú y yo nos conocimos 2009 quizás o 2010.
¿Dónde
Sí.
exactamente nos reconocemos? Yo pregunto, él se pregunto cada tiempo, lo sé, pero no recuerdo
Ujú.
exactamente de dónde. No ruso, antes, ¿no?
Exacto. Yo creo que quizás nos conocimos en Ágora 2010 en Leiden,
Ah,
quizás, y luego seguro, lo que recuerdo seguro, what I remember for sure,
sí,
it's in Sweden, in Lund,
así,
2011.
sí, porque es un evento muy pequeño, con las 10 personas, 15
Exacto.
personas, ahora son 1000 personas. ¿Ok? Y ahora,
Exacto.
cuando con trabajo con comida en general, ¿qué te da sentido? Mi pregunta, ¿qué te da sentido, Luigi?
Gran pregunta.
Sí.
What
Tú
is,
puedes
what
responder en
is,
cualquier manera que tú prefieres.
sí. Eh, a ver, por relacionar tu pregunta con el tema de
Sí.
los idiomas,
Ujú.
eh, para mí el enfocar la vida cada día como un aprendizaje de idiomas y poder avanzar en el aprendizaje me da mucho sentido, ¿no? It provides a lot of meaning for me to be able to
Ujú.
progress and to always have, the possibility to improve.
Improve yourself, yeah.
Siempre, exacto, siempre tener la oportunidad de aprender más, mejorar más
Sí.
y tener esa ilusión. La palabra ilusión, que
Sí.
en español no tiene traducción. You cannot translate the word ilusión, ¿no?
¿De
It's
acuerdo?
like a feeling of
Ah,
meaningfulness or, some sort of excitement inside of yourself.
okay. Because in English, the meaning is completely different. It's like dreaming of
Yeah,
something that's not real, like being detached from reality. Okay.
exactly. And in Spanish, it means like, it's actually the uh, kind of the fuel that gives you energy to go forward. When you have ilusion for something, it's
Mhm.
like you are determined to pursue your goals. Yeah.
Got it. Ok. En el 10 años, por ejemplo, en el futuro, ¿qué es tu sueño? ¿Qué tú piensas tú vas a hacer? ¿Dónde vas a vivir? ¿Tú vas a ser casado o no? En general, estoy curiosidad un poco en el tema. ¿Qué tú
Sí,
piensas tú vas a hacer en 10 años? En 2030, por ejemplo.
en 2030.
Sí.
Eh, mm,
Un
me
otro
gusta pensar.
Instagram Live
Uh-huh.
conmigo en 2030. Perdón.
En 2030 otro live Instagram contigo. Probablemente tú en Hawái y yo en Buenos Aires.
Sí, sí, exacto. Sí. Hola Luigi, ¿qué tal?
¿Qué tal? Sí. No, pero bueno, intentar para esta década, ¿no? En estos 10 años, intentar no repetir errores del pasado, ¿no? Y ser mucho más estable y
Sí.
mucho más determinado, ¿no? En ese sentido, te admiro. I admire you in this sense of, like being determined and being like
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's good to hear that
straightforward
from you. Thank you.
and going for your goals and not getting lost on the way, right? Like, of course, enjoying the process, but also having like a clear mind of what you want to achieve.
Yeah. But I feel the same for you actually. Yo siento lo mismo para ti. Para mí,
Uh-huh.
tú eres un persona que es mucho determinado, tienes planes y cada día mejorar y mismo. Therefore, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I can do it thanks to people like you around me that inspire me. So that's what I appreciate with life.
Yeah. So we have to keep around each other, so that we, give energy and give flow to each other.
Sí.
Tenemos que estar conectados.
De ser juntos siempre, sí. Y
Exacto.
sí, una pregunta de Mehmet Kaymak, un chico turco, yo conozco.
Ajá.
Sí, es difícil aprender
Ahmed,
español.
es difícil aprender español.
Eres de España, entonces la cuestión es un poco difícil para responder, pero tienes muchas experiencias con los idiomas, entonces sí, creo que
Sí.
tienes un responder, ¿no?
Sí, sí, sí, por supuesto. Mira, yo pienso que el español para un nivel medio, para sobrevivir, para hablar, ¿no? De forma casual, con viajes, con amigos, no es difícil, es fácil.
Sí,
Para hablar en un nivel alto, escribir, literatura, buenos textos con calidad,
sí.
me parece difícil.
Es más y más difícil cada día, sí. Creo
Sí.
el sí mismo también. Es
Ujú.
fácil hablar, conversar un poco, entender, pero sí,
Eso es.
cuando tú inicias a usar los artículos y todo, es un poco
Eso es.
complicado con los sexos, con los artículos, con los tensos. Sí,
Sí, los tiempos verbales, el subjuntivo, los artículos, hay muchas cosas que de gramática nivel alto que son difíciles de asimilar
sí, sí.
para un extranjero.
Meta a escribir, no, no entiendo, ahora le responder, si es posible, y voy a responder en turco en 10 segundos, traductor.
Ya, sure.
Después
Claro,
podemos continuar. Mehmet
vale.
özet olarak şunu söyledi. İspanyolca belli bir seviyeye kadar rahatça öğreniliyor ama article'lar, cinsiyetler vesaire işin içine girdi mi zorlaşan bir dil olduğunu söylüyor özet olarak Luigi. E, cevabı buydu. Okay. ¿Tú entiendes
Great.
un poco de turco o no? ¿Sabes unos palabras o palabrotes en turco?
Sé decir mehbara,
No.
sherefe, rakı,
Merhaba, no merhaba.
merhaba, merhaba, sherefe, rakı, Türkiye. Y luego conozco los equipos, ¿no? Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, Besiktas.
¿Cuál es tu equipo favorito en Turquía? ¿Tienes uno?
No lo he pensado mucho, la verdad. Creo que por simpatía, quizás Besiktas, porque han jugado allí jugadores Guti,
Guti, sí.
entrenó Vicente del Bosque.
Ah, sí, sí, sí, eso.
Bueno,
Sí, sí, tenemos muchos, en el pasado especialmente, tenemos muchos jugadores de España. Fenerbahce tiene David Huiza, Beşiktaş tiene,
exacto.
sí.
Roberto Carlos jugó en Fenerbahce.
Sí, sí, sí, sí, muchos de latinos, sí, como por ejemplo Galatasaray tiene Falcao,
Sí.
sí, pero
¿Y
españoles,
tú de qué
españoles,
equipo eres?
Fenerbahce, pero soy no muy fanático, no importa para mí. Sí,
Bien.
sí, sí, pero sí.
Fenerbahce, sí. Real Madrid-Fenerbahce creo que jugaron 2000,
Sí,
2010,
sí,
2009, por ahí.
según jugó como una exhibición, como un friendly match. Pero en
Sí, un partido amistoso.
Galatasaray Real Madrid en 2010, sí, 2003, tiene un match,
2013, sí,
sí, 2013, sí, tiene un match de Champions League.
sí,
En el primer
lo
partido,
recuerdo.
Real Madrid ganía, el segundo partido, Galatasaray ganía, pero Real Madrid, sí, hacer más, ¿cómo se dice? Goals, but, no.
No, gol, igual. Metió, se dice meter más goles. Metió más goles el Real Madrid.
Pasado, la cualificación.
Sí, me acuerdo de ese partido. 6-1 en Estambul.
Sí.
Ganó el Real Madrid.
I didn't guess that the
3 goles de Cristiano.
exactly. I didn't guess that the conversation moved into the football topic, but I think that's what we did last time as well. Like we somehow start speaking
Yeah,
about football, and
yeah, exactly.
generally are very entertained when you speak about football teams. So that's something that they like. And Mehmet wrote something in English, by the way. Look, he says maybe it's a step for. He means for me to start learning Spanish. So, do you recommend to our fellow friends to learn Spanish, Luigi? What do you think?
Well, how can I not recommend learning any language, if it's my my field? But yeah, definitely regarding Spanish, I'm not going to be the one, discovering that it's a super useful, super powerful language, and it opens a lot of possibilities and a lot of chances in the world, not only in Spain, but also, in America, in South America, in Mexico, in the United States.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess it's also, spreading a lot in the East also. I've never been to Asia, but I guess that it's also getting a lot of popularity.
Yeah, it's very popular
in
actually.
Asia. So yeah, you have to go for Spanish, and you will not regret, that's for sure.
¿Qué tú piensas con mi español? ¿Es mejor o...?
Mira, es que, claro, te iba a decir que como solamente hemos hablado en los directos de Instagram, tampoco tengo referencias de tu progreso, ¿no? I don't have like the track. I cannot track your progress, but yeah, definitely you are now like totally fluent in terms of conversation. So, man, you have to keep it up.
Yeah, I will. I mean, I'm happy to see that I understand almost everything you say, but you also speak very clear, of course. Sometimes I feel there are some words that are missing and mixing with some other languages, but this is actually a part of learning language, so it motivates me to learn, actually.
It's actually, a very exciting moment of the learning process when you understand much more than you can say. So in that moment, it's so, like, I wouldn't say easy, but it's quite comfortable to be in that stage when you understand a lot, so you can express, and then when you miss the word, the natives can help you.
Yeah.
So you get up, like your level rises so
very
quickly
fast,
in that stage. Yeah, because you absorb all the new words and all the new expressions. So that's a very welcoming part of the learning process, I guess.
It is really, like, I really enjoyed that, especially the thing you said. I experienced that in Mexico a lot. Like, I started understanding when I try to speak, they help me, like, this is the correct word, that's the correct word, and then I was enjoying it a lot. And like, the progress has been astounding after a while.
Yeah,
you just have to keep on going, and fail a bit, learn, and get better every day.
But in that stage, I think the hardest part is to get to that level, right? Like, that you understand most of it, and then once you are in that level, like B1, maybe you understand B2, then you can step up like really quickly to B2, C1 eventually. So
exactly, and it becomes a part of your social life as well, and I guess that's the most fun. Like, you make friends, you meet with people. That's amazing. You get to know other cultures easier when you speak the language.
I see that Payet was asking a question, like, how about learning Spanish in Spain in 5 months? Can I speak fluently? What do you think? So, Martin, what do you think about all this learning 3 months, learning like in 3 weeks, learning 6 months?
Yeah, I actually, like, her mother and my mom were friends, so I know her. She's a hardworking woman, and she always tries to improve herself. But yes, with this question, the form, I will comment on the question, not who asked it. I think this kind of question limits our way of thinking, giving us a certain deadline when we have an unrealistic expectation that we will learn something very fluently in this, because that completely depends on the parameters, where you are, what you do yourself. And speaking fluently is also a very open-ended thing, because you can always learn more. You can, like, as a Spanish speaker, even you can learn more Spanish every day. So I think that shouldn't be the way to look at it. The way to look at it should be like, how can I make it better every day? Not like giving yourself very strict deadlines, or just because I feel that that's more to ease the consciousness. And I think it's better to say, okay, how can I start tomorrow, and what can I do to keep it regularly? In a few months, you'll see some results anyways, and then you'll have a clearer picture. That's what I think. But what about you? How do you look at this?
Yeah, me encanta tu respuesta. I really love your answer, because I'm always skeptical when people talk about languages as if it were like I don't know, another field that you can like, okay, put in a box and that's it. I can learn like a book. I can put it in my head and memorize it. It doesn't work like that, you know. For me, like learning languages is a lifetime process. So if you want to learn Spanish, of course, if you are 5 months in Spain, in that time you can, you know, step up your level way more than if you are, you know, in Turkey or anywhere else. But if you want to learn, you need to focus on making it a part of yourself forever, not just for 5 months in Spain, you know. That's my approach.
Exactly. It shouldn't be a negotiation, and it's not like a diploma that you get at the end. And also, it depends what you do there. Like, you can be in Spain and learn nothing in 5 months, and if you hang out with like English speakers, Turkish speakers, and like you have Zoom meetings with your parents all the time, so that's not really being there, even though you're there physically. So like going to events, attending events, going to museums, making friends, talking, trying to talk Spanish. This is how things improve, and with that mentality, even in a month, you can see a lot of progress, which I did in my past, and probably you did as well. So it's about what you do than more about where you are, because also this way of thinking makes people saying, okay, I will not learn Spanish until I go to Spain, and that's not very easy. So for a lot of people, so you can start now when you're in Turkey, and once you go to Spain, you can improve it, and maybe starting now will make it easier for you to go to Spain one day as well. So when we look at it that way, I think it will be a better perspective.
Yeah, in this line that you were talking about, I always think on the term exposure, right? Like, you live in Spain, but you have to expose yourself to the language.
Correct. Yeah.
Whether it is talking to people like in social life, reading newspapers, reading news, watching TV, you know, hanging around and absorbing, getting exposed to the language in any sort of way, in any form, passive, active, whatever you call it, okay? So I always think in terms of, if you are exposed daily for many hours, you can do a lot in 5 months. That's for sure. That depends on your willingness to do it. Your, you know, also life is not that easy, you know, that you can go somewhere and, you know, unplug your native language or English or anything and just like be all the time thinking in a new language. It's hard, you know, it requires a lot of energy. So you need to find the balance to be comfortable while you learn.
Exactly. There are thousands of different parameters on it, but it's a holistic process basically. Okay, Andre, Luigi, ¿tienes otras cosas a decir en Latin?
Yeah, I'd like to ask you about words, specific words in Turkish, because it's your native language. Like, if you can think of words like ilusión that you try to, you know, when you speak English or when you speak Spanish, you struggle to find a synonym, or you struggle to find like a way to say something that it's really Turkish, like a mental concept or a soulful concept that you find hard to transmit to other language.
The question is if I'm having that difficulty when I speak English?
Like, if you can think of words or you can think of, you know, expressions, or I don't know, Turkish,
I understand.
You know, words, expressions that when you talk English, you say, I cannot really transmit this concept. And, you know, you kind of miss something on the way if you don't say it in Turkish. Do you have that? Like,
not a lot, because like for me, it's like two different buttons. So when I speak with an international community in English, I approach from that cultural perspective. So I don't really use analogies from Turkey. So I don't feel the need to translate anything that's in Turkish and it's difficult to translate in English. And it's the same. But if I need to, like, because like from English to Turkish, I have that more because there are a lot of concepts that are not exactly settled in the Turkish language or in the culture. So what I do is that I tell the concept in English and I tell the closest translation. For example, soft skills. We don't really have a translation for that. So I explain what that means and I give an example on that. And sometimes if I give a Turkish concept, I say in Turkey we say blah blah blah blah, and that means blah blah blah blah blah. And I try to give the closest example to it. But I don't translate directly. So it has never been a difficulty for me. So when you asked this question, when I thought about it, I didn't really associate with it. It's like two different buttons for me, but if I need to bring something from the other, I give the cultural concept and the background, like basically like telling a joke in another language, because it doesn't make sense unless you give context. So first I give the context and then I tell that. And then I say, because in Turkey we believe blah, blah, blah, or in US we believe blah, blah, blah. So this is how I do it.
Now it seems to me that I'm talking to a translator, because, you know, one of the golden words, one of the sacred words for translators is always context. I always need context.
Yeah, exactly. I did translate a lot, actually, especially between English and Turkish. So, I mean,
I guess,
obviously, I'm not a professional translator like you, but I do like translating, and I did do translating, and I'm good at it as well, because
I mean, once you live as you live abroad, and you know you have to deal with different languages and different realities on a daily basis, definitely you become a translator as well, because you have to, you know, of course, do a lot of things in, you know, and transmit it to different worlds, and change your mind all the time from one language, like switch from one to another constantly. So.
Exactly, it's not easy, but I enjoy these active jobs, like where you have to constantly have to be on guard, and yeah, like a training seminar or a translation. So yeah, we're also kind of colleagues with you in a lot of perspectives.
Definitely, and hopefully in this decade, from 2021 to 2030, I hope also I can join you.
Yeah,
I can join you and be also a businessman at some point to have my own business.
I'm always looking forward to working with inspirational people that are constantly striving themselves. So it will be my pleasure. You know, I mean, we know each other for more than 10 years. We trust each other. We trust in each other's capabilities. So yeah, it is something to be thought about, definitely. We can go beyond the annual Instagram lives.
yeah, please. Let's make it happen. Yeah. This year, I hope it'll be also, for me, more fruitful in terms of traveling, you know, and maybe tell you, hey, I'm going to be in Turkey, you know, in 1 month. Will you be around? Because I've never been to Turkey. You remember I told you
I know.
in the other Instagram lives.
Well,
so I have to solve that ASAP.
You're always more than welcome. Wherever I am, I'm not in Turkey all the time, you know, but I hope to see you face to face one day. It has been a while. But till then, we catch up from here. And before we wrap this up, do you have any other things that you would like to comment, say, or share before we say goodbye?
Well, I was like checking the chat. Maybe we forgot to answer to something, or maybe not. I'm not sure.
No, I was following. I think we answered all the questions.
Yeah. Well, so then I think we've been half an hour. Sorry about the technical issues at the beginning, because you know I was using the other phone. Maybe, yeah.
We solved it quickly, so that's what matters.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Thank you, Luigi, and everybody who's here. Thanks for attending. And they already sent you their remarks, Luigi. Muchas gracias a los dos, they say. So thank you for everyone. And Luigi, muchas gracias por la conversación. Sí, siempre hablar contigo es muy, muy, muy divertido y muy, muy educacional para mí. Es mi primer tiempo que yo hablo en español en Instagram Live. Es un poquito de challenge, pero sí. Todos bien, todos bien.
Reto, like challenge accomplished, reto conseguido.
Reto conseguido.
Enhorabuena.
Amigo,
muy bien.
Gracias. Hasta luego. Sí, nos contactamos. Chao.
Muy bien, eres un grande. Chao, Perchin.
También. Gracias, hermano.